All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. Thank you guys for joining us today. My name is Joe. I'm going to be the handler for this operation. I am joined by my three friends here. I'm joined by... Let's mix it up. I'm joined by Dace playing Benji.
You did that last time.
What?
I'm sorry, did you like going first, Brad?
No.
No, Joe loves going first.
Alright, well, you're gonna go last. But actually, I'm not sure who's gonna go last now that Jean's being snippy too.
Can you do me twice? That way John won't be in the middle.
Dace playing Benji. I didn't hear any of that, sorry.
Yeah,
your mic cut out on that one.
That's probably for the best.
I was the only one that heard that 2 rooms over.
I'm also joined by Brad playing Hank Ellis.
Hello, hello.
And I'm joined by Jean playing Benedict.
Oh.
Jean is back with us in...
Very disparate energy levels going on for the To be fair, John is literally sick
and
right
jet
now.
lagged.
Jet lag.
And jet lagged.
Yeah.
He might have Lyme disease from ticks.
And he might have Lyme disease.
And have Lyme disease.
And he might have shrapnel.
And he also has shrapnel, apparently. Jean is back in the States. I say back in the States. I mean, he doesn't... he lives in South Africa, but he's visiting
Fucking
the States
nomad.
again. The dude, he's a
Does he even have a home?
He's a real
No.
Rolling Stone.
Bad part. We're homeless.
Are you homeless? Have you been homeless the whole time?
Home is this podcast, John.
Home is
You're
where
a
the
home.
heart is.
You're home now.
You're a home.
I get a
You're
home
home
every
now.
2 or so weeks. And these are my roommates.
Oh.
Feel sorry.
Who's the responsible one? Joe's definitely the responsible one.
Am I the responsible roommate?
I'll leave my dishes in the sink, and I don't give a fuck. That's y'all's problem.
God, someone's gonna have to do them. It's gonna be me. Well, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing after our little... We recorded there. Our recording schedule was a little bit weird there. We recorded 1 session, sittings, and then now we're kind of get back on it. How you guys doing?
Feeling pretty good.
You mean in general?
Yeah,
that's a big
just
question.
in general. Yeah.
Oh. You
Well, I know
as
you
Dace,
guys are-
not as Benji.
Yeah, we'll talk about Benji later. Well, I mean, you guys, and Jean was talking about it too, because Jean just came from home in South Africa, where it's winter, and then came to Mississippi, where it's hot and humid.
This is the first time you've experienced summer in the South, isn't it?
It is.
That's what he was
And
saying.
it's
I thought that was
Fucking
crazy.
blows, doesn't it?
It's beautifully green. Most amazing.
He likes the night lights.
I'm just
Fireflies or whatever.
Fireflies. Oh, yeah.
Did you just call them nightlights?
Nightlight. That's that YouTube shit, Brad. That's why you get that YouTube shit.
I thought some people call them nightlight bugs. I guess.
Nope. Nope.
I
It's
don't know
just
about
you.
that.
Oh, that's completely crazy. Why would bugs that have asses that light up at night be called nightlight bugs? Where would you ever think of that?
Brad,
That's
that is
bizarre.
the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life, and I can't believe that you would expose your ignorance in a public forum like this. You should feel stupid.
Fire.
I know I
home.
was.
This feels just like home.
Welcome back, John.
Meet the ball.
So, so now you get to experience, the reason that I moved away from the Deep South. Because I was so sick of being hot all the fucking time.
Getting everywhere.
Amen to that.
Yeah. But there's something I want to talk to you guys about. So, one of the things that been doing this last week, I've been helping some of my wife's family do some cleaning. They've got some property that's basically just been filled with stuff. Other people's stuff and some of their old stuff. So they're an older couple, and I've just been helping them out. Helping them move their stuff. And one of the things that I wish I'd been warned about was the creepy porcelain doll collection that I was going to unearth in these storage containers after about 2 days worth of work. And, so I'm digging through, like, dusty old, like, clothes. I have, like, rats and mice in them and, like, just garbage and just getting it all loaded up and taking it away. And then I just open one of the tops of these plastic storage bins and bam, like, all laid out in a row, like, 3 or 4 deep, is just porcelain dolls, like, staring up at me. And I don't know, do you guys... Are you guys unsettled by that stuff like I am? Like, I know it's a kind of common one.
I'm having trouble imagining creepy porcelain dolls. Like, I've definitely seen creepy dolls.
Dude, there's the creepiest
porcelain dolls?
of dolls. There's the creepiest ones.
Yeah, because they're like the... I don't know, they're like the kind of things that, people would have, like, up on the shelves. Like, as, like, decoration.
Always
like, these little Victorian kind of fashioned little dolls. They're like that are made of glass. Oh, like
I'm gonna have to look
glass.
this up.
Oh
They're
yeah,
especially
that's
creepy when they pop out when you look in one part of the room, and you look back, and you look back to that room, and they're there. That's their worst little porcelain.
Is that your experience?
That's how they
them?
work. That's how they
John?
work. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
You'll see it
Okay.
under the biology of a porcelain doll.
But yeah, like I don't know. It kind of made me think about the uncanny valley, and how things, it's something that was mentioned in this game last time when Hank, saw that mannequin that looked like him in the bathroom, and how, like, things that look kind of like people but kind of not. Why it kind of seems to just kind of have this unsettling effect on humans. I don't know. I just thought it was.
Did you look up the reason for that? Because Dace had a theory, or he read something.
Yeah,
Probably.
I don't know if I've actually read this, or if I did, I don't remember where, and it might be entirely erroneous, but I read somewhere that the reason we have that fear instilled in us is because when Homo sapiens were first around, our ancestors were still there. I forget what came directly before Homo sapiens. Does anybody remember?
Well, Homo erectus was all around the same time, but there's the missing link. They haven't found the missing link, I don't think yet. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, but it comes from, like, a deeply instilled tribal fear of the other that looks just enough like Homo sapiens, but not quite. And I don't know. I personally like to think that they ate each other, or like the one that came before Homo sapiens ate humans.
It has been proven that they fucked each other.
Well, yeah, because, like, Neanderthals are Homo erectus, and Europeans have Homo erectus Neanderthal DNA from crossbreeding. But also, like, I think the Neanderthals were almost entirely meat eaters. Like, they weren't really omnivores, which they say kind of contributed to they had less development of their brain because they had different nutrition.
Well, the thing about them eating Homo sapiens is not grounded in any science whatsoever. I just think it would be so fucking creepy to be a Homo sapien and see a Neanderthal, maybe with, like, slightly pointed teeth. It's like, I'm gonna eat you, motherfucker.
Oh, right.
Wait,
Well,
they didn't look like
I
thought they looked like porcelain dolls.
Jesus.
With this
Those are the other
beautiful white skin.
They have the ones that, like, when you lay them back, they close their eyes, and then their eyes open and they lean forward.
Their chubby cheeks.
I mean, that is a thing though, because like, it is like we're naturally, like, babies are naturally afraid of snakes and shit like that, right? Without any, like, prior knowledge of what a snake does. So there are, like, animals that we just fear.
You actually can pick up in the lower quadrant in the lower half of your vision. You can pick up the image of a snake quicker than you can in the top quadrant, and you can actually pick it up and react to it and recoil, like, quicker than you actually see it. Then you can perceive it. Then you can perceive it consciously. So we definitely have things hard built into it to react to certain things.
Have you ever done that? Like, actually seen a snake out in the wild and
Dude,
it surprised you?
I have
like recoiled before you knew what you were doing?
I got so lucky one time at my parents' house when I was a kid, or, like, I was like a teenager or something. We kept the spare key in a brick at the lower half of the door, and I reached down there and I thought there was, like, leaves that had brushed up there, and I, like, reached past the leaves and got the key and opened the door. And then when we turned the light on, I had reached right past a cottonmouth or copperhead.
Oh shit!
And it didn't bite me or anything. Like I literally reached over it within inches and got the key.
John, that's another reason I moved out of the South. Not a lot of things. Not nearly as many snakes or bugs up here. It's God. It's a scary place down there.
So did you? What happened to the porcelain dolls? Did you smash them? You smashed them, right? You gotta smash them.
Luckily, I had a priest.
John's
there.
answer to everything. That's John and Benedict.
John and Benedict. Yeah, luckily I had a priest there nearby, and we were able to consecrate and burn them appropriately.
Okay, good. Oh
no.
Wait,
porcelain burn? Because I feel like that would just make them look creepier.
Have you guys seen the John Oliver and his whole thing that he's done with the creepy baby, like the dolls' heads that were found on the beaches? And like
No.
the cleanup crew. Oh my god. Okay, you guys gotta go look that up.
Okay, we'll
He's
look it up.
Collected hundreds of little dolls' heads that have been mangled by the ocean and like got barnacles crawling out of them, and it's fucking horror story shit.
In his house?
He does some weird stuff. No, he collected
Everyone's
them to get
gotta
them
have
destroyed.
a hobby, I guess. You know, like...
John Oliver doll head.
I know what Dace is going to be doing for the rest of our session. It's just consuming weird doll media, weird creepy doll stuff. But speaking of creepy circumstances that have recently come down, let's talk
always make
about.
our way back.
Well, let's talk about Delta Green. Get back into Delta Green. And by the way, we are
Delta Green.
We are. What'd you say?
Delta Green.
Delta Green.
Creepy Delta Green. Let's move on.
You guys are joining us. We have just last week. We didn't put out regular content, but we did put out the first of our Patreon exclusive episodes of the character creation of Jean's backup character. So it took a little while to get that up and going, but so we've got it done now, and I think maybe this week or maybe the next week we might do put out Dace's character creation as an exclusive as well. And now I'm just waiting for Brad.
Nobody's picked Bilbo Baggins, right?
No one's picked a halfling. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
What
No, Bilbo Baggins.
What source book are you going off of? You doing the?
Are you which book are you?
I really want to be Bilbo Baggins.
We're gonna have to talk about your source material. Anyway,
Bilbo from the 90s, right? 90s Bilbo Baggins.
So anyway, we're gonna get
Bilbo
back to
Baggins was in
Stop.
Delta.
Stop it! Stop
Okay.
it! No more Bilbo Baggins content.
I just okay. I got a hot take on, but all right.
All right, we'll
Go
talk
ahead.
about the next episode.
All right.
So you guys are we left at the Boxer Hotel. You guys had in Boston, originally there to look into the Dorchester house, investigate the disappearance of agents there. You eventually turn on your handler, Agent Exeter / Dr. Elias Barbas. Discover that he has been corrupted. You then follow some of the tips or some of the evidence from his home after discovering a terrible creature that almost kills Benedict, and then coming back and defeating that creature. You guys discover basically a King in Yellow factory, or King in, like a King in Yellow Xerox machine, kind of. The scribe that Benedict does what Benedict does best and destroys it. You guys then got evidence to go to the Boxer Hotel, where you guys discover that you're on the back of another Delta Green team, who was headed up, as it seems, by the Agent Vega, who turns out to be Michael Whitwer, a person who you saw pulled into a strange hole in the night floors 20 years ago. You get to the Boxer Hotel, you begin to look through this strange room, and you discover a room that seems to be kind of missing. Room 616. And, we're already past it now, so I'll go ahead and mention it. 616 was also the number that you had to type into the satellite phone in order to reach your Delta Green.
I did not pick that up.
You guys went to the room. You find this big file that seems to be it seems to be a Delta Green file that Michael Whitwer is going through. You start experiencing some strange supernatural things. It looks like there's been a lot of violence in this room. Find like evidence of blood, all sorts of weirdness. Then one of you goes to sleep, and in this strange window, or it's like a window frame with no window in it, just wall, opens up. It's dream window to another room that appears to be underwater. You guys kind of wrestle with this, and eventually you decide to for Benedict to go to sleep and for Benji to go through. Benji goes through, finds a bunch of different stuff. One of the things he finds are these weird transcripts that makes you guys think that your satellite phone communications have been tapped or been listened to by someone in this strange room. Benji also observes Agent Exeter through the mirror in the bathroom. You guys then withdraw back into the room and begin to plan and kind of connive. A weird door, a stage prop appears in the middle of the room, and you guys hear what sounds like the reading of lines from the other side. And you guys decide to withdraw from the room entirely to go back and to get the room next door to 616, where you begin to plan. One of the things that was really impactful to me the last episode was something Benji said to Benedict, where you guys were talking about, oh well, maybe we should go back to the Dorchester. Maybe we could send Benji there, for reconnaissance / also maybe because Benji's starting to lose it a little bit. And Benji said something that was really, like I said, I think was really impactful, really kind of important. Benji told made Benedict promise that if he went crazy, they would put him down rather than put him in a facility. It's kind of dark, but it's kind of part of our game. You guys then decide that you're going to rent out the rooms and try to keep people out of 616. Hank goes back in there and comes face to face with a weird mannequin that looks just like him. And he flees from it, slams the door behind him. As you guys then, I think the last thing you guys said is that maybe go Las Vegas to look up this stuff. You know that Michael Whitwer's from Las Vegas. You know that his girlfriend, or whatever she is, this Ophelia Citri, whose name coincides with the demon, is in Las Vegas. The airplane ticket that you guys had found back in 95 was from Las Vegas. And so you guys were kind of thinking, like, maybe we need to go check out this Ophelia Citri woman, see what her... So I think that is about it. Do you guys have anything else worth mentioning happened in the last episode? I know it's been a minute.
I mean,
what do we do with the golden beetle?
Kept it in a jar in the room with all the fucked up shit.
That's right. You guys took all the unnatural evidence and stuck it back in 616 to kind of try to contain it. You got the impression that no one could find 616, and the only way to access it is the key that you have.
But the beetle specifically, did we not accidentally take it with us?
I think you guys did well, you guys got the beetle because, again, Benedict does what Benedict does best and destroys the satellite phone.
That actually was very clutch for him to break that phone, because I was not thinking that at all.
Thank you.
Basically, and I just want to make sure
it's about time that Benedict gets some recognition for his good work.
And we only did that because I think Hank expressed to everyone that he thinks this whole thing, I mean, what we did in the past was legit Delta Green operation, but this whole thing is a contrived situation by whoever's pulling the strings. Like, we're not doing any Delta Green nonsense right now, like someone is fucking with us.
Hey, do you have any theories about that?
Me?
About who is pulling the strings? Yeah. Just curious.
I mean, no.
Okay.
The King in Yellow,
I've got
obviously.
nothing. I've got nothing. I was just asking you. Brad is, like, really good at predicting plot twists. Like, I watched The Sixth Sense with him a few years ago, and that was a mistake.
He's just a really bad guy to watch movies with.
Yeah, it really is, truly. He about halfway through the third act, he spoiled the Sixth Sense for me. He's just like, I'm not even going to say it out loud because I don't want to ruin other people's experiences. But that being said, that's a strong point in a game like this. Being able to tie those plot
there's
points.
so much shit going on. This isn't your normal. I don't know how you'd make this into a movie. This isn't your normal plot.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, obviously, hopefully we get to meet the guy that, the architect of all this. What's his name?
I think we're in the insecty web. That's my theory.
So to pick up there then, so you guys are here in the Boxer, and you're trying to decide where you're going to go. You don't have to go to Las Vegas. Like, it was something I mentioned. It's like, you can go. Like, there is evidence that way. You can go there. The other two big kind of plot points are Samahinga, who is the nurse from the Dorchester. You guys found something with her last name on it. And I think it was D. Samahinga. Was what was found on this
she has the
book.
name of a demon as well, right?
Yes, and Samahinga is one of the names of one of the demons. But you guys have found evidence kind of pushing you to maybe investigate her. So
we just
and then there's the Dorchester.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the Dorchester and her go hand in hand, sort of. But we just went there, and then we did this whole other. Now we're on the rest of the campaign. The second chapter 2 has been us just going down a rabbit hole after we, fucking call Dr. Elias Barbas.
Well,
and his lies.
So keep this in mind. Keep this in mind too, guys. So it sounds like that you guys as characters are kind of coming to this conclusion, like what you're talking about. We are not working for who we think we're working for, which is a fucking problem. But that being said, you each have this understanding that the unnatural is dangerous. And you guys have, each of you kind of has your own brand of why should we be doing this? So even if you're not doing this for Delta Green, there is kind of this idea that there is still something here to do. The idea of containing this, protecting people is a part of it, especially someone like Hank. Hank, is very much he wants to help people. Benji is very much, he wants to understand it, but also is, I think, come very, very face to face with how dangerous it is as well, and understands it.
Certainly.
And then Benedict, I don't know what Benedict's altruistic kind of
used to be uncover the truth, but I'm not sure that's accurate anymore.
Well, and the thing is, I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Benedict is probably the most, he's probably the epitome of a good Delta Green agent. In that he's just no, fuck it, break it,
stop looking at that,
destroy it,
take that out of your mouth.
Benji, take that bug out of your mouth right now.
And
yeah,
I mean, Hank still wants to find Abby for sure, but I think he thinks for once in this chapter 2 situation we might be on the right track now, because maybe they can't track us now that I guess we're back in the room, the other room, whatever, not the fucked up room. Trying to decide what we're doing. It's I think maybe they won't be able to track us now that we smashed the phone. And they obviously want us to go to Dorchester because they point us in that direction first. I say we go to Las Vegas. They won't expect us there. They don't have the phone to track us anymore. Be on our own outside of the observation whoever's behind this nonsense.
I wouldn't mind a trip to Vegas.
There's been nothing trying to get us to Vegas, has there? That's the one place that seems to be off their,
That's exactly my thought.
Radar.
I kind of like this. I kind of like this idea of where are they trying to get us to go? Let's go the other way.
Opposite
which
direction.
Which is kind of like a good fuck you to the DM as well. which I can appreciate.
And I do need a holiday.
Yeah.
A long holiday.
And keep in mind,
One I
you
do
guys
not
had a
expect I shall return from.
Mountains, Hank. I want to see mountains.
You guys had a conversation with what was his name?
Joe
Reuben
doesn't know.
Hardrick.
Lord of the Rings.
I don't know that reference. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings, guys. Sorry for anyone listening. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. So you guys had talked on the phone while you were in 616. You guys had talked on the phone to Reuben Hardrick, who thought he was talking to Michael Whitwer originally, and you guys had talked to him. It sounds like Michael Whitwer is under investigation by the DEA for like misappropriation of funds. So you know that Michael Whitwer is under investigation.
Yeah, but I think that's just because he was doing the Delta Green shit and obviously using those funds to finance this investigation, and now he's missing. And I don't think it's because he was doing something shitty. I think he was just using his DEA influence to do shit. Delta Green.
Do we know he's missing in this present timeline?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's
Okay.
the impression you got from Reuben Hardrick, was that no one had heard from him. You know, he'd ask questions like, "Did the cartel get to you? Come back here, we can make it right," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Are there other Delta Green agents or cells? Do we have any other awareness of other Delta Green cells that have gone missing yet?
Besides this group?
Yeah. I don't think so.
I
There's been
I
no
don't think
evidence.
so. You guys haven't received any information, but so at this point, it sounds like you guys are leaning very heavy towards we're going to Las Vegas, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to say that, so right now, canonically in the game, it is 5 September 2015. It's a Saturday. You guys can, and it's like kind of early, or like middle of the day when you guys kind of make the decision. You guys, it is possible for you guys to make plans to get on a plane tomorrow and go to Las Vegas from Boston. Isn't there an international airport in Boston?
Pretty sure, yeah.
So yeah, you guys can make that plan. In the meantime, between Hank's connections and his what is your bureaucratic skill? And also Benedict's. Benedict's has some connections like through bureaucracy. Tell me what you guys' skill is.
52%.
Yeah, I have 44.
Okay, like between the two of you, you guys are able to figure out a few things as you're kind of making this. I guess, yeah, I'll go ahead and give this stuff to you real quick, and then I'll ask you kind of what you guys do in the intervening time to prepare. You guys figure out that Ophelia Citri and Michael Whitwer live together in Las Vegas. It doesn't take you long to find social media account with lots of pictures. And one of the things that kind of jars all three of you is seeing pictures of this man. This man who you saw 20 years ago strapped to a hospital gurney before being practically liquefied as he was crushed and pulled down into the strange gaping hole. And that is the man that you saw. That is Michael Whitwer, Agent Vega, who cried out to you in hell. You see pictures of him. This woman. Very pretty woman. She has kind of olive skin. And she's very attractive. And I'm going to drop her picture in here on the old Roll20. One of the big things that's really important. One of you knows her.
Oh no.
I say knows her.
Yeah,
Maybe
for
not
those listening,
knows.
Joe just posted the girl from the loading screen of Grand Theft Auto before.
Why is she dressed so skimpily? That top is barely covering her nipples.
I did no such
Joe, this
thing.
is salacious. This is scandalous.
I did no such thing.
No, while you're there, could you make the giant guy with the phone a little smaller?
Oh,
Could maybe move them around.
Was it an intentional choice to have her wear Borat's bikini?
these guys are full of shit. I just want our listening audience to know that.
If our audience doesn't know this by now, then they've missed something.
These guys are absolutely full of shit. Yeah, so there she is, front and center. Right here. Hank, you've seen this woman. In fact, you've all seen her. Hank, a little more so, I suppose. Hank, this is the woman who you saw through the window of Barbas's home. Also the woman who is in this weird picture where he and her are dressed like clowns in the early 1900s. This is her.
Damn.
Jeez.
Ophelia.
All right,
Citron.
fellas. I guess we all recognize her, right? Or I need to explain
Like
that to him.
maybe it's kind of hard through the makeup and stuff. Like maybe Benedict and Benji are like, seems familiar, but Hank, you saw her without makeup. And when you saw her, she was wearing this like flowy, like kind of revealing, like kind of like nighty thing. And she was upstairs in Barb's home.
Fellas, I just don't know what to make of this. I mean, this is the same woman that was in the picture with Barbas from decades ago.
What
And
on
it-
earth could be their relationship? How are they connected?
Part of me thinks you don't think he had something to do with Agent Vega going missing. Because they do live together, I would assume they're in a romantic relationship. Her and Vega, that is.
You see on Facebook statuses and stuff they're in a relationship. That's not hard.
And she started shacking up with Barbas,
Fellas,
dressing up like clowns and getting freaky.
As one does. You
I
guys,
hate him too, brother, but there's some fucked up people in this world.
Benji says, handshaking, smoking a cigarette.
yeah. Keep in mind,
well-
doesn't Benji have like 2 willpower points or something still? Like he's not doing good.
There's some real crazy people out there, you know what I'm saying, brother?
I imagine Benji's like,
Yeah.
there are some real crazies out there, man, as he puts out a cigarette on his own knee. Like he
Yeah, exactly.
speaking of that, we don't want another incident like what happened with Barbas. We need this woman alive.
As you guys are looking through her, you guys find a little information on her. You find that she has a bunch of Yelp reviews. They're all pretty positive. She's a hairdresser, apparently. But one of the things that you find is that the last thing she posted on Facebook was on the 13th of August. I'm going to drop it into the Roll20 here. It is a picture of this weird sticker on a light pole. And please forgive me as my computer is also full of dirt and golden bugs, apparently. Because it doesn't. Here it is.
You should try smashing it.
You guys see that? But it's like this weird out of focus picture.
He posted
that?
this on what? Yeah.
Facebook.
Oh yeah, we know that symbol.
What's the caption? What's the
social
caption on
media
Facebook?
caption. Like hashtag viral mind virus.
So one of the things that right before that she posted was something about Michael Whitwer going missing. And then it just has this post with a question mark by it. And then there's one response by someone named Emily Harris, which says, "What is this, Ophelia? I don't like it." That's the only response. That's the last thing on her social media.
Now, remind me how we know that symbol. Is that Citrie's symbol, or is it
No,
person's symbol?
No. This is the yellow sign.
That's the yellow sign.
The yellow sign.
Sorry.
Okay.
You guys have seen a lot of symbols. This symbol, you guys first saw this symbol in the night floors when you opened up that closet where Jeremy was supposed to be, but wasn't, but had the mirror and stuff that you guys had stashed. And this symbol is also on the front of the King in Yellow book.
Right.
You guys have seen this symbol. You know, and the fact that this symbol is on this Facebook profile is bad. Like, the second you guys see this, like, this is a public profile. Anyone can fucking see this. And then you wonder,
but what
too,
can we
like,
do? We don't have... Go ahead, sorry.
Wait, I'm
Well, it's
sure
like a
there's
new-
Benedict on Facebook.
I'm sure you and Benji are probably on Facebook. I doubt Hank is.
Are we friends?
Are you friends with Benji on Facebook? I don't know.
Benedict. Alright, so
Yeah,
Benedict's
definitely.
got some...
Definitely.
Alright, excellent. If not, he just sends a friend request immediately.
Just real quick.
He doesn't even look for Hank, because frankly he doesn't want to interact with him in those ways.
You find Hank's profile, but it's just a single picture, a low-angled selfie that he took, of himself with his
Like
cell phone.
really unflattering.
Yeah, really unflattering.
So Benedict he's going to report this photo. He's thinking that maybe, I don't know, he's got some gears ticking, I'm not going to bore you with it, but he's going to try and report it to get some attention. He wants to report this photo. Get it, take it down.
Okay, yeah, you can submit a report. Easy peasy. Done in a matter of minutes. So, in this intervening time, there's not a lot else to tell you right now about, unless you do some specific digging about what's going on in Las Vegas. So, it's the middle of the day on the 5th September. Your flight leaves tomorrow, middle of the day. You have to wake up kind of early, get to the airport in time. So, in the intervening time, what are you guys doing to prepare for your journey?
Benji's got to call the cat sitter and explain the situation.
I'm gonna be gone for a little bit longer than I thought I was. You can take care of that cat, okay?
Okay, well, let me ask you something. Did you ever say who is the cat sitter? Is Zara your girlfriend cat sitting or have you checked in with anybody?
I don't know. I guess it would make sense to have one of our bonds be the cat sitter.
I'm just saying that it's like, you need to. You might be running down the patience of whoever is babysitting your cats.
I'm gonna say Wendy Wright, my old mentor and professor, is
Okay.
my cat sitter.
Tells you, that you can probably do it for another day or two. Just pop
Another-
in.
Another day or two.
I mean, all she's doing is going in and feeding the cat and leaving. But it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, Wendy. Is there any way you could maybe keep it up for at least another 3 or 4? I don't know how long this trip is going to take.
where are you going?
Vegas?
There's just a pause. The other line, 2 or 3 days. Click.
Yeah, I probably deserve that.
What about the other guys? Like, and we don't have to get off in the nitty gritty of what Hank is doing to take care of the homeless people who are living in his home. He can probably just.
Oh, we
we
did
should.
this whole
we
role
probably
play
should.
with Benji and his cat, and we can't take a couple seconds for me to talk to my sons.
All right, what do you say to them?
No, Jesus.
And I want to hear continuity with these voices as well from last
Fuck
time.
no, absolutely not. You're not getting that from me.
Joe, yes, and.
Okay. He comes into the house. He says, Theo, Jonah, Jude, Julius, JJ. Come here, boys.
Julius comes in. Hey, Hank. Hey, so glad you're back.
Isn't he like 70?
He's-
Never mind, Julius. You go get my glasses and my Hawaiian shirt. I gotta talk to the rest of them.
Okay.
Now, boys, I'm gonna be gone for a little bit. I got plenty of food for you here. And I got a pack of beer. 6-pack.
A single pack of beer. They immediately start violently fighting.
Hold
over
up, you
the
can
beer.
have some, but I want one left for me when I get back. Because I will be back.
That's, you say this into the fray as they completely disregard you, as they violently flip over the couch and begin bludgeoning each other.
Julius, I need my Hawaiian shirt and my glasses.
He brings you your Hawaiian shirt.
All right, so long.
Bye, Hank.
Julius, don't mess up this house.
There's
Bye,
a
boys. I
small
love you.
dustbin fire in the side. There's
Yeah,
trash
there's
on fire in the
There's
corner of the
a
house.
trash barrel on fire in the corner.
I imagine Hank walks away taking a sip of coffee out of his world's greatest dad mug.
Okay, so
paint
when
on
I
the walls.
asked what you guys were doing to prepare for your trip, I really meant what you were doing for supplies and information gathering and stuff like that.
Now
Well,
it's Benedict's turn.
Okay, Benedict, I'm sorry.
This is important, Joe. Do you hate character development?
No.
Well, Benedict's a sad story. He goes back home. Papua New Guinea is pretty much self-sufficient at this point as a pigeon trapped in a house.
You go in and he's frying up bacon. It's,
There's the bust of Michelle, which is his perch.
That's right.
And it's just covered in shit.
it's covered in shit.
Wow.
He's looking well fed, and this makes Benedict happy. Makes him happy to see. He also goes over and he kind of unearths something that's out at the back of like stacks of things against the wall, and it's that blank painting, the blank canvas. And he wants to like take it out and look at it for a moment.
oh God, why would you do that?
It just kind of
It's a source of comfort.
Listen,
Hey, give me
I
a
know
sec.
Benji's already insane, but Hank is right at the breaking point. Now we can't have someone else right at the breaking point too.
We're going all in.
It is kind of interesting though, because like that's kind of a personality trait of Benedict's. Like he'll smash everything that has to do with the uncanny, except for art,
Yeah, the things he holds dear.
like the bust and the painting. Like,
He's
there's
got-
just something.
got his picture of Michelle in his back pocket still. He's still got that shard of glass from the mirror. He carries that with him. And
you don't have to
then-
correct your dialect for us. I'm
It's
sorry,
for me.
glass.
It's for me.
Is that how you think we sound?
Yeah, is that how we sound?
I'm just trying to blend in.
Oh man,
Aluminum.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, get back to researching what happens with that canvas.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on it.
And yeah, he's very attached to the things that he's collected over the years. And also his 6 standard remaining purchases.
Well, yeah, you do have some cash that you can spend in Vegas. But I'm having trouble finding it. The thing is, like, you guys had experienced something a little supernatural previously, back in '95, where Benji was looking at this. Benji was looking at this painting while you guys were in transit somewhere, and had kind of gotten some type of like odd feeling from it. And as you kind of pull it out, you're like getting some clothes together, preparing. You're looking at this painting, and Papua New Guinea is sitting there, and maybe you have it propped up, and Papua New Guinea kind of flutters off its perch on Michelle's bust statue and comes over and kind of rests on the painting where you have it It's kind of kind of cooing and walking back and forth over the top of the painting.
Sweet
Imagine
boy.
you're
Sweet boy.
you're kind of looking at it, and you look down, and like everything that, especially what Hank has been saying lately, this idea that you guys are all, and something even that Benedict said last time, like this idea that like we're being puppeteered. You're looking at this, and you kind of, I don't know, you kind of lose yourself in just this blank white canvas. It's like, and there's like a part of you that feels like you can almost hear, like that you can almost hear the sound of like maybe like distant music as you kind of fall into the white of this canvas. And you kind of get this feeling that everything around you, your apartment building, the street, the people out on the street, the entire city, that everything is like a great big, like it's like a great big theater production, that everyone has their place and is just in their place at just the right time. But, and even like maybe as you're looking at this, you see something out of the corner of your eye, like going to the kitchen, you think that look up at just the right time, you might catch a stagehand putting something back in place. That the entire world around you seems to be a great big production, but that it's fake. But then you kind of come to yourself. Maybe about that time, Papua New Guinea just poops a little bird poop right out on the canvas. Just poof. And it's like, and you kind of pop out of it as it's running down the canvas.
Oh, my sweet little boy! You remind me that none of this, you cannot be orchestrated. My little
nothing
monkey
else
of chaos.
You were beyond it. So yeah, and you kind of pop out of it. So you have that kind of weird feeling. You have that weird kind of existential dread kind of well up in you. Snap out. Okay, so now that you guys have each had your character developing moments, is there anything like? So you guys have identification. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you do what you want to.
Well, I was just going to say that you guys have identification. You have the capacity as federal agents, and you still have federal IDs. That can get you through. They can get you like through customs, or not customs, get you through security with your sidearms. You're fairly certain that you can bring your sidearms.
On the plane. Okay.
Yes, federal law enforcement can bring weapons with them. And you could probably check in the other stuff too if you really wanted, but you need to be kind of fucking cool about it. You don't need to bring your ARs and your shotguns, and you need to be cool. It's like but you do have federal law enforcement IDs. You can probably do this stuff. So you guys let me know, like, what are you bringing? And we can also handle this on the back end. But I kind of want to get the idea of, like, what are you guys bringing? What information do you want to gather before you head out?
Hank will definitely try to. He wants to bring his sidearm. Obviously, he wants to try to check in the AR, body armor, radios, stuff like that.
You're like your tactical kit,
gloves, balaclava, stuff like that. Like the SWAT kit he has. But basically, as far as weapons, he won't try to bring his grenade, I guess.
I guess not.
AR and the
old ass grenades.
And his large pistol. He wants. What can he derive from this 245 in the picture? Is that like a street? What is that?
Oh, on the picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, let me... you derive that... I believe that's like a street location.
Okay.
Let me look specific. Fine. I think that's like... Actually, I think that's like the marking for a utility company.
Gotcha. Okay. Secondly, he's he told his sons, but he's not going to tell anyone else that he's leaving town. Not his work.
You're not gonna tell the work. Okay.
No.
You're really using up all those leave days. Really sucking them up.
Well, he doesn't know who's watching him now. And he does want to discuss the game plan with everybody, but does anyone else have their actual tactical shit or stuff they wanted to search-wise before getting on the plane?
I'm having trouble thinking of what I could do research-wise, as far as maybe ask Hank to use his connections to figure out where Ophelia and Michael's house is.
Yes, I'm sorry. That's information you already have with Hank and Benedict's kind of connections combined. You guys can figure that stuff out.
Okay. In that case, what Benji is going to bring is his SWAT gear, like body armor for sure, his guitar, and I think he's gonna go buy like a small toolkit where, like, in case Carcosian clockworks come up, he'll have like the tools on him.
Okay. All right, that's not a bad idea. You have this new kind of knowledge, and and maybe as you guys are like loading everything into the car or whatever, you see maybe Benedict or Hank, you kind of open this up. And, you kind of look at this, you look into this, like, really kind of antiquated-looking toolkit that Benji has brought with him. And I imagine, like, you just kind of look up at Benji, and you just kind of close it back up, and then Benji just kind of shrugs. He's like, you never know.
Yep. And I want to, like, I'll just put that in a backpack or something so I have it on me.
I feel like you could go to a thrift store, or you could get tools. That's a pretty standard expense. It's not going to be hard for you to get, not hard to do in a day.
Okay.
One
other thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you mail shotguns through the USPS?
All right. So you can transfer firearms, but it takes time. You would have to transfer them from one. Federally firearms licensed dealer to another one. An FFL.
I love that you actually know this.
Yeah, sorry. So you have to transfer it from one licensed dealer to another, but it's going to take a time. You don't know how much time you have.
Okay.
Like I said, I would say that you could each bring one long gun with you. That wouldn't raise that much suspicion for law enforcement to bring like a bunch of their kit with them.
Okay, well, in that case, if we're allowed one long gun, I will bring my Carcosian shotgun.
Okay.
And if we need grenades, I could just use my black market skill. Because Las Vegas has got the nades.
Man, if there's anything we know about Las Vegas, it's their excess of military hardware, I guess. What about Benedict?
Benedict will probably bring, I guess, the stun gun and a heavy pistol. I don't think he's going to go through the effort to bring the M4.
Okay.
But I think he wants to. Maybe we can have like a bit of a huddle before, because Benedict wants to try and figure out how to get back in touch with the Delta Green that we knew from 20 years ago. Not this new one.
Not a
but
bad idea.
He wants to try and dig up some old leads.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done with that.
He doesn't trust what's happening right now.
Who was our handler? Who was it? Michael?
Oh, fucking Marcus.
Marcus.
Fucking Marcus.
Fucking Marcus.
Like I
I
just
hate to say it, fellas.
He looks him up on Facebook.
Oh, there he is. The Delta Green Marcus.
Oh,
That's his name.
He's part of the Delta Green group on Facebook.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
well, I just
suspicious.
imagine Benedict is standing there, and like maybe you guys are all back in your room at the weren't you guys at the Ritz-Carlton in Boston?
We've got like 4
Yeah.
bookings open at the moment.
Right. You guys are in your hotel room, and I imagine Benedict says this, and the other two of you just go, "Ugh, Marcus."
Benji fully vomits into a trash can at the mere mention.
Oh, God, that fucker. I hate to say it, but I think he might be on the end.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. I support this idea because
I don't know what we're in. I don't think we're in anything that we recognize. I don't know if this is the same Delta Green. I don't know if this is like a double agents bluff that's trying to clean up the Delta Green agent. Kill anybody.
well, I don't think they give out satellite phones with dirt and bugs in it. That just doesn't seem
Exactly.
their style.
That's not standard issue. And okay, while Joseph is up, we'll probably also ask Benji, like, Benji, have you... I know you really are attached to that Carcosian shotgun, but with that cute little toolkit, have you looked in? Have you heard any bugs in that shotgun?
No, I haven't. But okay, let's do this.
You guys can disassemble the shotguns, and there's nothing in there that's odd. The
Are
only
you sure? Have you smashed it?
have you tried smashing it?
Have you tried smashing it? That's like, that's his. Have you tried turning it on and off? Have you tried smashing it?
Well, the only odd thing about the shotguns, as you pull them apart, this time like fully pulling them apart, every piece, you find that every piece that has some type of maker stamp seems to have this strange language in it, a language that you would probably recognize. One of you still has an English to Tartessian dictionary.
Yeah.
Did you ever spend a lot of time reading that thing?
I did.
So do you have
I've read every book that I've...
So you have Tartessian on the Tartessian language?
No, I did not add it to my languages. Can I do it?
You would have to have studied it intently.
I definitely never said I did that.
Yeah.
But I did read it.
We're going to say that you have it with you. And that anything that you see that these are markings in Tartessian that seem to be numbers and manufacturing lines and the kind of things you expect to be on pieces of machinery. So what Benedict is saying is that he's mentioning to you guys, like, maybe we should try to contact Marcus or Delta Green. You guys probably have some old emergency method that you have not utilized or updated since for years and years and years. This is like these are like dead drops and emergency contacts that you would have been given probably before 1995.
Yeah, so probably still secure. Hank is in support of this. Sure.
Okay.
How about I fully support this, Benedict. Your idea. You give what is this, Joe?
Right.
What is this? What is this means of communication?
So
we do have that spotlight on top of my apartment that flashes up the king in yellow signal into the night sky.
yeah, there's that.
We're not using that.
You have that one.
That's just collected dust up there.
Hot take from Benedict. No to the king in yellow spotlight. So you know that in order to send this message to contact them, you know that what you have to do is you have to submit Dace, you've lived in New York. What's a local newspaper?
The New Yorkian.
Is the New Yorkian an actual paper?
For Yorkies.
In this world, it is.
That's a terrible name for a newspaper.
It is. Well, I don't know. Like the New York Post is like probably the New York Post, and Benedict works there. That should be even easier. You know that you need to put a eulogy in the New York Post for a particular name, and basically what it is that, and you say that, Bill Smith, or something like that. And there's a particular order in the way that you write the eulogy and the address that the eulogy, all the numbers together, are to be combined to a phone number. And that's how you're supposed to be contacted. So you know that you basically send out this secret message in the New York Post with a particular name and the address written in a certain way that it comes out to. It's a fake address that comes out to a phone number to contact you.
Cool. So hopefully
Good.
we do that, and it's seen around the time we end up in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Benedict can do that. Benedict can call some people and get that put in. It can be out tomorrow. And you don't know how long it will take for you to be contacted.
Maybe Marcus will get back to us around the time we get to Las Vegas. I think we should have a plan of action, boys. Now, we know that these two know each other, and we know that Dr. Barbas gave us all this. I think it's not far off to assume that she knows what we look like. So I don't think we can come up in there acting like we're FBI, blah blah blah, have this ruse going. She'll recognize us if I was a bet man.
Yeah. Well, first of all, what do you even think our relationship is to her? Is she a friend or a foe? Is she with us or against us or just neutral?
Against us.
Yeah. I think we have a very clear list. Demon Web 101. Don't think anybody on there is our friend.
Very good point.
All right.
Like, you know, it's weird. Like, of everyone, the way that Benedict approaches this stuff is the most sober. Like, he's the most sober of you. Like, guys, this is fucked up. But the other two, like, Hank seems to be so focused on doing the job and helping the people. Benji is, like, so just inundated with this unnatural knowledge. And Benedict, oddly enough, is the straight man.
Yeah.
Like,
the guy with the pigeon is fucking directing us in the right
the
direction.
pigeon.
Yeah, that old stereotype.
But saying all this to say, I'm open to suggestions. I'm not completely sold on the best way to go about this. Is how we went about, containing Dr. Barbas, black bag him. I'm not sure we should definitely take that approach. But if it was between that and trying to sit down and talk over coffee, I would definitely take the former approach.
Yeah, what if we found a way to see? I'm concerned if we go to her house, she might have one of them constructs or something. Mm-hmm. What if we find a way to lure her outside of her house?
Remind me what happened when we phoned her on Michael's phone.
She was concerned about Agent Vega. They're lovers of sorts. It seemed like she cared about him genuinely.
Did she answer?
She did not answer when you called.
Oh, she didn't?
Like a voicemail or something.
Went to voicemail. Yep.
What if we leave her a voicemail and just tell her, hey, we know where Vega is. It ain't necessarily a lie. We've seen him. We know where he is. We don't know if he's alive or not.
He's at the bottom of that hole with that mask.
Say it. You say it's not a lie, like we're concerned about lying or something.
I pride myself in my
That's
honesty.
your moral compass right there.
Okay, I kind of like this idea. We can lure her outside of her house, maybe, in such a way.
And kill her.
And murder her.
But we won't lie to her.
But guys, as long as we don't lie to the poor woman. I'm gonna make this symbol you guys saw a little. Guys,
what if she knows where Abigail is? What if she knows how to get to the top floor?
Could be, but Barbas wasn't much help in that department.
Want to go to the top floor anymore?
Don't you want to find Abigail?
Says Benedict. Guys, I don't want to go there.
Don't you want to figure out who's pulling these strings? Who's been giving this the runaround?
That is so Benji.
Yeah. But I also want to stay alive, Benji.
Well, some things are bigger than us, Benedict.
Ooh. Yeah. It's a sobering thought for all of you.
Wow.
We're just cogs in this machine.
And
We ain't got no idea what this machine does.
And Benji-
I'd like to find that out
Benji
personally.
says that as you're being patted down by a TSA agent, and he gives you a quizzical look as you're having this conversation in the airport.
We're just and hell, Benedict, I killed a man. That's how invested I am.
All right,
I want to get to the bottom of this. I murdered him in cold blood.
We're agents. It's all right, my friend.
Blew
It's
him
all right.
away with this
reminds me of-
gun.
With this gun right here.
It reminds me of Mario went to earlier this week. She went to get her like TSA pre-check approval, and there was a guy behind her saying he was like a recovering drug addict and all this stuff. I was like, is that really where you want to talk about that?
That's
In
not
the
the
TSA
place.
pre-check line.
Not the place, guys. All right. So you guys, anything else? Anything last minute you guys want to talk about or look into before you head to Las Vegas? Last call.
I'd say we go ahead and leave a voicemail on Ophelia's phone.
Not a problem. Easy peasy. One of you does that.
Just
You want to do what?
we know where Vega is.
And to meet
Leave
where?
a voicemail on her phone. Like, call her again. Shit. Have any of you guys ever been to Vegas?
Oh,
Nope.
Me neither. My only experience with Vegas is Fallout.
It's a little bit of a different experience.
Probably they've taken some artistic liberties there.
I'd imagine so.
But we tend to meet up in parks a lot. How about a park somewhere?
The one with
How
the
about
big
the-
old Eiffel Tower on it. That's a
The
beautiful park.
Bellagio
Well,
Conservatory
here's
and
we need to
Botanical
get-
Garden.
we need to figure out: are we going to have a pleasant conversation with her? I mean, she's
We're gonna try
obviously
to.
really after everything we've seen that she's involved in.
You know,
I think we're going to be.
do you want to go straight to aggression?
Not
Like,
that.
what if she's
but-
just willing to talk to us?
and then we're just gonna let her like go out about like if she gives us the information after seeing her in a clown costume in a photo in black and white 100 years ago
And
with
she's
Barbas?
supposed to be.
What? Oh,
She's supposed to
Hey,
be the demon
hey,
that lets
hey.
you, that takes your clothing off or makes you take your clothes off in public. That's her superpower, Benji.
I don't know what that's about. Okay.
That's
I got
on the
an idea.
website.
I don't know what that's about.
Oh, yeah. Which website have you been looking at?
It's the demon web. Look it up.
Sounds okay. Oh, yeah, sure. Demon Web. That's what they call it.
Whatever you say.
Demon Hub, more like. Am I right? Okay.
I
got
think
an
wherever we
idea.
meet, I'm just saying this. I don't think it needs to be a public place. We need to lure her to a private place.
you got something in mind?
No, just somewhere private.
There
Like
are
an
plenty
abandoned
of private
yeah,
places
you know.
for you to miscellaneous places we can
Dark
hit.
alley,
Yeah, some shit like that.
bottom of a dumpster.
Yeah, abandoned
Bottom of a-
factory.
Bottom of a
Outskirts.
pit with a face in it. There's plenty of places.
But no, what if we actually try to ingratiate ourselves to her? Like, what if we try to convince her that we're on her and Barbas's side? Whatever it is they want.
I think it's a bit of a stretch because we saw her in some capacity in the house with Barbas, and now Barbas is missing.
And keep in mind, you saw her there, and then she wasn't there.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know what quite to make about that, but I don't think she
I'm
has
just
our
thinking,
best
what if we
intention.
had-
I think if she sees our face, she already knows whatever plan there is for us. You know, to some extent.
Well, you don't know what the plan is for us. You don't know what they're trying to, like...
Yeah,
Have
I
you
know
read
it's not
the
good.
book, Brad?
I know it's
Have you
not
read the
good.
book?
Has Dace
Brad, you
read
have
the book?
Impossible Landscapes, and you've read the
I don't
book.
think. I don't think it's a good. I don't think it's a good plan.
All right, you
Okay.
guys.
I-
You don't know if it's a malicious plan, though. Like, they might not be trying to get us killed. I'm just saying, if we had a person on the inside that could actually, like, be an escort through the night floors to get to the top floors, that would bust so much of this mystery wide open.
Oh, and from that angle.
Let's try it. We can be cautious. We can try and get her into a private place to talk and try and get some favor with her and try and see what her angle is. And
if that doesn't work, we can always change on the spot.
Or we die, but hopefully we get some backup by that point. Or we just come prepared. Try and prepare ourselves. I think it's a good plan. Benedict backs it up.
Okay.
My boy.
You guys make your way on to the flight. As you guys, settle in, it's the last minute ticket, probably coach tickets. I imagine Benedict hates. It's like a 6.
What airline are we?
What's the cheapest airline?
Spirit.
Spirit. You're on Spirit. You're on a pretty cheap airline, but it's like it's like a pretty big plane. It's like a 3-aisle, 3-row plane. You guys
Frontier's
are
worse than Spirit,
back.
I think.
We're not going to get into this.
Not-
No.
What's
no.
on the
sponsorships right now?
Yeah.
What's on the free entertainment? What movies are there? What's Benji watch?
Well, as you guys get in, you get settled, and after a while you get all strapped in, and slowly, and oh god, it takes everyone so long to get their luggage put away in the overhead bins. You just fucking get on with it, But after a while, you get settled, and you hear the captain come over.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for flying on Delta today. We're Boston International with service to Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for joining us, and sit back as Flight 616 gets ready to take off.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Flight attendants, make ready.
And and as you guys hear that, you guys probably
Oh, no.
aren't sitting together either. And I imagine you all kind of like make eyes at each other, and the plane gets carted away from the terminal and takes off. Like I said, it's a 6.5-hour flight, guys. It is. This is no fucking around flight. You guys are up there for a while.
We try sleep?
Oh, you know what? That's a good point, because it has been an entire day. Because now it is September 6th on a Sunday. So in that intervening time, everyone would have had a chance to go to sleep and get some willpower back.
Yes.
So, that being the case, willpower and healing. So those of you who, let's do healing first real quick. Those of you who have damage, please roll a Constitution check. Let me know if you pass or not.
Benedict failed.
No
Hank
healing for
fails.
Benedict. No healing for Hank. The last few bits, because what are you guys at for HP now?
6.
Benji's at full.
9.
You're still at 6? Jeez, I mean, God, you're still not doing good. Benedict is still not well. All right. Well, let's talk about recovering some willpower then. So anyone who is not Benji, go ahead and make that D6 roll for see how much willpower you get back.
Fucking damn it.
Benji got a 3.
I said
But is
anyone
this-
who's
don't-
not Benji.
Don't I? Oh,
You
Yeah,
need
sorry.
to figure out if you can sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
I get a 5, but I don't actually need any willpower. Can I give my willpower to Benji?
be right back.
No.
Hand it to him?
No. You don't. How would you even do that? How would you even?
Hugs.
Just there.
Just hug it out.
As you just like gently pat him.
Yeah.
No. That's not exactly how it works. Though I am trying to find, because I have now lost. But we've done it a few times now. I'm trying to find the sleep disorder rules. Da-da-da. Okay, so whenever... Gosh, he left at a real bad time, too. Yeah, so he's going to have to try to figure out how to try to get some sleep. I will say... God, you know what I probably should have done? I probably should have given you guys an opportunity to, like, get some rest, or to get some additional medical treatment to help you.
Maybe we can do that when we land in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have very good cosmetic surgery.
In Vegas. Yeah. So we'll give you an opportunity to do that, because I think it's you guys had enough time to go get fixed up again. And you can decide whether you want to go back to a Dr. Brinovic at the veterinary office, or if you want to go to actual human doctors. But for Benji, Benji needs to roll a sanity check to see if he can sleep. Now, if he would like to use sleeping pills or alcohol attempt to help him, he can get a plus 20. But it may, if that fails, it may lead to addiction.
You think Frontier has alcohol on board? Do they even serve drinks?
Well, let's imagine this is that nighttime. This is before the night before you guys fly.
Oh, the night before. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna try to drink himself to sleep. That'll be a plus 20.
Yeah, let's roll that and give yourself...
Can I get a plus 40 if he does sleeping pills and drinks, but gets a even worse effective at pills?
Oh my god.
I actually like that a lot.
Oh, I kind of like it too.
And it'll just, what?
Well,
It also boosts the risk
Benji
of
has
addiction?
Benji has black market contacts. He has no problem getting sleeping
Or
pills.
another way about that, he gets a plus 40, but the addiction or some addiction aspect is guaranteed once he does
the
it.
addiction.
Ooh.
Guaranteed or a higher
not
chance of it?
guaranteed.
How does that work?
Roll.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, traditionally, the way that that works, that developing that is, addiction is a form of temporary insanity. So I don't know, like, so basically if you lose a certain amount of if you become addicted mechanically, if you lose a certain amount of sanity, it triggers your addiction. You like need the relief to help you deal.
Or
do you
what?
want to
You lose willpower or health?
Don't worry about it. It is on page 70 of the player's handbook. Addiction. It ends up draining a fuck ton of willpower and stuff if you don't attend to it. And affect
You don't even have to try to convince me, Brad. I'm all in on this. It sounds awesome. So yeah, I will be taking whiskey and sleeping pills. Listeners, it's so effective. Give this a try, listeners.
No, no, do not. We're not even fucking with that. That's really bad. Don't do it. All right, let's make that roll. Give yourself a plus 40.
First class ticket to Blood Clot City. Plus 40, here we come.
Tell me what you get.
Critical.
Whoa.
22.
Okay, critical success.
Nice.
I'm going to say that I'm not even going to make you roll that addiction check. And, like, this is not how addiction works in the game, but God, it sounds fun. So we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make you roll the addiction check. Benji gets a full night's of sleep due to the fact that he is boozed and drugged up to he's tranked up to his eyeballs. So go ahead and roll that D6.
Just the perfect amount.
Yes. It's medicine, guys. It's medicine.
Perfectly good
That's
amount.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, 4.
Or willpower. What's your willpower out
that's
now?
good.
Currently at a 2, so it'll take me up to 6.
It's good. It's a lot better, and that prevents you from having that negative 20 to all rolls.
That's clutch.
Nice.
Drugs are the answer, friends.
That's, if anything, we've learned something today.
In Delta Green, they're the answer, not in real life, folks.
In role-playing games.
So you guys get settled in. You know, Benji, you did get a decent night's sleep, and I imagine that you have a small bottle of prescription, not your prescription, but someone's prescription.
Somebody's
pills,
prescription.
like stuffed in your carry-on or something, or put away. And you guys begin to kind of settle in for this long flight. Would someone please roll me a d6?
Benji, you just hit a crit. Maybe you're on a roll.
Got a 3.
As you guys are sitting there, and you're in coach, so you're not getting like a full meal. You just get snacks every now and then. One of the flight attendants comes down. A handsome young guy, and he comes down, and he's soda, water, snacks, chips, peanuts. He asks each of you in turn. He goes to you, Benji. Soda, water, chips, peanuts, sir.
You got any booze?
He can offer you some booze. You have to pay for it, and that's not a problem if you want to do that.
A double gin and tonic, extra lime, and a pack of nuts.
I don't like how aggressively you said nuts there at the back end. He gives you your food. He makes a little drink, and he kind of gives you. Kind of rolls his eyes, and he makes your gin and tonic. And other people are also waiting for their peanuts and stuff, and they're like, "Come on, man," kind of rile you a bit. And I just imagine Benji's so wild-eyed that anyone who dares to make eye contact with him is just
No, he's actually watching Minions, and he's laser focused on it. Bloodshot eyes, just like riveted.
I don't understand it.
He's like blowing up Benedict's phone.
I don't get it. Why is it funny? It ain't funny. Why do people like this?
All right,
Wall of text about how. Okay. Go ahead.
So, and they goes to each of the other two to either, and you all get like snacks or something. So actually, Benji, you're probably a good one. Benji, you're laser focused onto the screen, and you empty the peanuts into your hand, and you begin eating as your eyes are locked on the screen. As you reach down and put a peanut in your mouth, it squirms and moves.
Oh no.
Benji, I imagine, immediately spits it out. Just, know. And clacking down onto the little tray table in front of you is a small little beetle. It looks like an immature version of the bug that you found inside the satellite. And Benedict and Hank both, you also discover very similar things, but I think all of you recognize this and kind of look at it and kind of lock eyes across the way. And about that time, like as you guys are all kind of looking at each other, a man comes down the aisle towards the back. And one of the flight attendants, says, "Oh, excuse me, sir. The fasten seatbelt light's on." He's like, I have to go. I have to go right now. Trust me, I have to go." He's like, "Okay, fine." And the man goes back to the bathroom. You guys lock eyes over these bugs. I imagine each of you's holding a handful, and not a handful of these bugs. Each of you has at least one of these bugs in your peanuts. And about that time, Benedict, turn and you look at the man as he's entering the bathroom and recognize Emmett Mosby from the file that you guys had found inside, and not only do you recognize Emmett Mosby, you recognize the voice. You recognize the voice of a man who dropped a piece of paper in front of you years and years ago, a piece of paper that ended with you snatched up by Delta Green and indoctrinated into the program. And that's probably a good place.
All right.
Did we already make the reference last time that the phone was bugged?
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah,
joke
we
got made.
belabored that point. Yeah,
The whole
Thank
thing.
you for
It was a
Make
whole
sure.
thing.
you
I
really
can
locked that shit
I
down.
can appreciate the makers of Delta Green, the Art Dream guys. They threw that in there. That's pretty. It's a good pun.
I bet every single fucking group that plays this makes that same
Well, they
joke.
have
I
to.
bet they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't not.
You can't not. Yeah. Well, listen. Gosh, everyone who's listening, man, thank you for joining us. It's nice to hear people on, like on Reddit, and we get some people on Twitter every now and then too, who kind of reach out to us and let us know things are going well. I do want to, I want to welcome a new patron to the fold.
Hey.
I don't know your actual name, but you did contact us on Reddit, and I see the name that you put into Patreon, Captain Ketchup.
Captain Ketchup.
Captain
What's
Ketchup.
up, Ketchup?
Thank you, Captain Ketchup. We salute you for your service to our
We
country.
salute you.
And
Thank you for
we
your
really
service.
appreciate. Thank you for your service. And,
Thank you for your service.
and we're glad that you join the ranks of Steve, Kyle, Peter, Stuart, and Andre as our supporters on Patreon, who help us to be able to afford hosting fees and things like that. If you are interested in hearing these episodes a week early and having access to some of our Patreon exclusive content, including some of our character creation, and we've got some other things that we might be doing, head on over to old patreon.com/greenboxgaming_, no spaces, or come over to r/greenboxgaming. But if you support us over on Patreon, like I said, you get everything a week early. You get some Patreon exclusive stuff. We'll talk about you here. And
just something to note, you get more to listen to than we do. We don't even get to all participate in that shit.
that's right.
You get to hear stuff that we don't get to hear.
That's
about
right,
each other.
because
And we're gonna
these
shit talk
guys
each other
these
in
guys
those
don't.
sessions.
I've banned these guys from listening to each other's character creations.
Which I don't think is
fucked up.
very fair.
Yeah, but Captain Ketchup, if you llisten to this and someone has picked Bilbo Baggins, please message me, because then I'll have to change my
Please
character.
message Brad and let him know. Oh yeah. But otherwise, hey, come over to the Reddit r/greenboxgaming. Let us know who's listening. Let us know you're from. Let us know what you think. And the assets and stuff that we talked about today, they will be there on the Reddit under the post for this episode when we release it. So you'll be able to see, if you're a audio listener, you'll be able to see what we were talking about when we talk
See
about
that hot chick in a fucking tiny micro bikini.
She's not, and it's just her face. It's just a portrait.
Fucking butt floss.
It's not. It's not like that.
So
Why do you
hot.
Why do you get you say the nastiest shit towards the end of the podcast?
Yeah, it's
I
always
don't know.
he always says it up towards the end. But everyone, thank you for listening, and you guys, you sons of bitches, thank you.
Yeah,
Don't thank
back
us
at
yet.
ya.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah. And those of you who are watching live with us on Twitch, stay tuned. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a little bit. And everyone else, for joining us, and we will see you next time. Stay safe and stay sane. Bye.